Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video, I'm going to be working on a project using the September Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards for 2021. For this layout, I am documenting a photo that I took of my daughter and my son when they were playing in the backyard. They had their heads together, and I just snapped a picture. It's almost like they're making a heart together. It's just so super sweet. So I wanted to tell a story that will go inside of my son Jonah's story album, all about the things that are happening just around here right now. So I'm going to be using these fabric stitched around here titles to create some almost kind of sectioned off journaling. So I printed my journaling on a 3.875 by 8.25 canvas. This is going to allow me to hole punch it, and then this page will become the same width as a 3 by 8 page protector. So then I'm going to put these on here as my titles, decorate the edge here a little bit with either some washi tape or some leftover card that I had here. We'll see if I can make this work. And then I've also got these banner shaped chipboard pieces that I'm going to use to create a decorative piece over here on the photo. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with putting together this project. All right, so we're going to get started by setting most of my supplies to the side, and I want to work on this banner first. So I pulled over a roll of just natural twine there and measured as best I could like a half loop or a section that I'm going to put from corner to corner on this photo. Then what I did is I added a knot onto each of the ends, and I'll actually adjust this and make the knots a little bit closer into the center because it would have been a little too long at this point. So I added a knot into both of those corners, went ahead and hole punched everything so I know I'm not going to interfere with the hole punches. And then I'm going to position the knot at the top corner and staple just underneath it. This is going to keep the twine from pulling out from the staple, so it'll keep it right there on the page. Now at this point I had realized that the strand of twine was too long, so I did go ahead and tie a second knot in the string, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I will hold it in place and then staple right underneath the knot so that it holds it where it is on the page. The rest of the twine is, for now, just unsecured. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the chipboard pieces to secure it onto the photo. So I will start with this one in the middle. This is one of the larger of the banner shapes, and it just has a striped diagonal pattern on it. The next two I'm going to layer on top, but I am going to intermix them with a couple additional ones. So you can kind of see that, there will be some that lay flat on the photo, and then there are some that are going to be popped up. So what I'm going to do is position all of the banners that are going to go straight down on the photo first and get those pressed down. Then I'll be able to take the other banner shapes and add some foam dots to the back to help make everything level on the page, and that will help it to stay down and to not pull off of the photo or anything like that. This also allows me to get that string positioned exactly where I want it to go, so I don't have to fuss with that very much anymore. This one, you can see I'm going to grab those foam dots, and some of them, I believe this one, they can all stay. I don't have to cut any of them apart. But I do have two smaller triangle banners you can see in my tray there. And those ones I will also be using some foam dots to prop them up, but I will cut them up so that they're a little bit smaller and they don't pop out from behind the piece there. So here is the first one going down, and this worked out really great. So it gives the page some dimension, but also allows everything to be positioned nicely on the page where it's not bumpy or anything. I don't know how to explain that, where if I had not placed the foam on the propped up ones, then it would have looked a little bit wonkier because the corners would have been poking out into the next page instead of, the page being able to line up with a flat chipboard piece. Here's where you can see how I am going to add the foam onto the back of those triangles as well. So basically everywhere except for the piece that's going to go on top of the banner in between. Now, many of these came from the Stories by the Month kit, actually the 3 in the middle. The other ones were all from my stash. So I have one that says like sweater weather, and I think that was from an older November Stories by the Month kit, potentially. I have one that has a coffee cup on it, and that one was from a Studio Calico kit. And then I have these 2 colorful banners, or the triangles, which I believe were from just a random set of chipboard that I had purchased in a Stories Revisited sale, I want to say. Now for the journaling portion, I am taking the portion of this card that I have left, this one that says around here. I originally used the 4x6 journaling card, or a piece of it, to create a pocket for my first project with this. I created a pocket and then used a bunch of journaling cards and altered them to fit inside of that to tell stories about around here. So this is all that I had left of that card, and it was just kind of an awkward amount. So what I did is I chopped the longer portion up into 1-inch strips, and then I'm going to layer that down the edge of my journaling page, and then I will hole punch this again. Now it didn't reach all the way to the bottom because it is only 4 inches tall, so 4 and 4 is 8, but my journaling page is 8 1/4. So that's where I chopped one more section of this out of the original card, and then I'm just going to add it at the very bottom and trim off the pieces that overhang. So you can somewhat tell that there is, some separation between the different pieces. Like, they don't line up perfectly, but I wasn't really trying to get it to line up perfectly. I wanted it to look more like just a pattern paper that is in this page. So it doesn't really bother me that the lines in the very middle there are not perfectly aligned with the rest of the card. Because really what is going to matter most with this whole page are those blocks of journaling. So that's what's going to pull your eye anyway. For the fabric titles here, I'm using some 1/8 inch score tape on the back side. It sticks down really well to fabric and to felt material, and then I can just remove the backing and stick those down where I want them to go, pretty much in the middle of the text there. So there is all 4 of those down. The last thing I need to do with this page is to go ahead and hole punch it again. Since I already had part of it hole punched, that made that part easier. And then the last thing I needed to do with this whole page was to add my date stamp to it. I contemplated adding it into the middle flag of the banner, but then thought better of it and just put it down in the corner of my journaling page instead, and I like the way that that turns out. All right, friends, that completes my layout for today. Really love the way that this one turned out with all of the dimension and the different textures. I think that that just really adds a special element to this layout. So before I close us out for today, I will go ahead and read my journaling for this project. So my titles are all around here, and that is the jumping off point for all of my journaling this time. I have 4 sections, so we'll just go ahead and read through each of them. Around here, we are spending as many of our days outside as we can, soaking up those last days of summer. You both get a bit stir crazy when you are inside for too long, so we often end up going out in the backyard to play after we eat lunch or once Daddy is done working for the day. Around here, you and your sister are getting better and better at playing nicely with each other. It's fun to see how your interests are becoming so aligned and all of the different things that you love to do together. Playing pretend, video games, coloring, puzzles, Legos, and more. Around here, the house is in constant chaos because we are still waiting for the big move. We hope the day will come soon and can't wait to get you and your sister back into a regular schedule and routine, plus get our house back in order again too. It's been hard to be in such limbo lately. Around here, you are becoming more and more curious about the world around you. You are always asking us questions about all kinds of things and following up every answer with, "But why?" I love watching as you soak up all the knowledge and your excitement over learning more each day. All right, so that is that journaling read, story completed. Look at all of this. Let me see if I can hold this up here. You can see all of the dimension on that layout. Oh, it's just yummy. Love, love, love it. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this layout come together, and if you did, I would love a thumbs up on this video down below. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty videos. And I am going to be back again on Wednesday with a Project Life spread, so hopefully I'll see you back here then. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, friends.